All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome down to Cazalys Arena for the 2021-22 TIO NTFL League game here between home team Palmerston Magpies taking on the Darwin Buffaloes here for round 15. Special broadcast here brought to you by the team at AFL Northern Territory. Stewie, an important game here tonight. Sorry, I'm joined by Stu Davis. Before I get just straight into the questions, how are you going, Stu?
Good, thanks, Tara. Didn't even introduce yourself.
Yes, no, straight into it. All business tonight here, especially for these two teams. So, yeah. An important game for both teams tonight. We have Magpies sitting 7th on the ladder, coming off 4 losses, and then Buffs sitting on 6, coming off 2 losses there. Obviously, final 5 play finals, and we're getting close.
Yeah, that's right. And we were saying before we went on air that technically the winner of tonight's game is still in the hunt to play finals footy, so all to play for tonight for both of these sides. The loser, I think, mathematically probably can't make the 5 anymore with only a couple of rounds, 3 rounds remaining after this. So, yeah, it should be a closely fought contest.
Yeah, definitely agree there, Stu. Both teams lined up just briefly before we head on to first bounce here for the Jerry Fank Memorial game here at Cazalys Arena.
So Darwin Buffaloes going to the left of screen, and they get squared out something of a clearance. It's picked up out there by Wharf for Palmerston, gets a hand pass across, and now Palmerston advancing the ball down the outer side of the ground. Chipping across there for Buffaloes is Tyrone Bean, but unable to keep the ball in play, and walks it over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. So pretty damp out there tonight, Tara.
Sure is. Been raining all day here in Palmerston, sitting at 28 degrees, 80% humidity out there.
So that was deemed deliberately out of bounds, in fact, in the end. So the free kick and chip pass out of defence by Bradley Stokes, and looking to switch the ball across the ground dangerously there, and well read by Misha Perry for Palmerston. He just chipped in and took the mark, almost uncontested in the end. So it was a pretty poor option from the Buffaloes trying to come out of defence, and Misha Perry will line up and have the opportunity to put the first score of the game on the board. His kick's on the way, looks like he's hooked that a bit, and it's falling short, and a strong mark taken in defence down there for Buffaloes. They work the ball to the outer side of the ground where Thomas Bolch tried to keep it in play, but was just chopped off and couldn't do so. So a boundary throw in on the outer side. And big Cameron Pedersen doing the ruck work for Palmerston. I think it's his first game for Palmerston tonight. Uses his strength well and gets a hit out, but only as far as Bean for Buffaloes. He chips the ball around the outer side of the ground, but Palmerston have the numbers there. Almost taking possession was Lennon Marlin, but he got tackled and the ball spilt over the boundary line once again. So no score on the board in the early stages, and the ball's pretty much clogged up on the outer side of the ground at this stage.
Yeah, you can see that. Obviously the pressure's already started off there, Stu. It's important for both teams this game.
So Archard and Rowbottom do the ruck work this time. And it's Palmerston advance the ball down to the half-forward area in front of the scoreboard on the outer side there, and it's a free kick to Nathaniel Cooper out there for Buffaloes. He chips in short to a leading player, and that's Jaden Kickett, who takes the mark, and he'll be kicking from inside 50. So as well as being a bit damp, the wind's been a bit blustery as well. So
you're not wrong. My team sheet's flying everywhere.
So, yeah, so kicking for goal could be tricky at times, and from where Kickett is taking this kick, that the wind would be coming from his right to left. So
about 50 out here by the look of it, just under. Right boot there.
Kick's on the way. Looks like he's judged that pretty well. Goal umpire doesn't move at all, and it's straight through the middle for the first score of the game. So a good build up there by Buffaloes.
That's it. You can see that Palmerston had a bit of pressure early on in their forward 50. Unfortunately unable to convert there, but Buffaloes seem to make a bit of simple work of that.
Yeah, and the free kick won by Nathaniel Cooper, and then his pass to the leading kick, it was good, and obviously, as we saw, his finish was exceptional, straight through the middle, and Kickett course, kept moving across from Nightcliff Tigers this season to the Buffaloes, where at Nightcliff he was more known as a defender, but obviously starting deep forward for Buffaloes tonight, and looks the goods at this stage. Rowbottom wins that hit out for Palmerston, but Jared Stokes pounces on it, gets a hand pass across to Jackson Clark. Through the hands they go, and now running off half back is Aaron Stokes. Kicks the ball in towards half forward. The mark's spilt there by Foster, but he recovered well, got the hand pass back. Jared Stokes again shrugs the tackle off, gets a hand pass to Foster again. He flicks it out wide here to Thomas Clark, gets it back to Jackson Clark. Jackson Clark chips it high into the forward 50. Mark spilt down there, but Palmerston have got the numbers, and the clearing kick from Tyson Todd goes straight over the boundary line. Darwin Buffalo's bench just next to us are all calling for deliberate, and that's the way it's going.
Bit of a panic kick there from Palmerston, obviously just doing anything to get it out of that forward 50 there of the Buffs, but unfortunately handing it straight back.
So it's Jackson Clark who'll take the free kick. He's stepped over the line and called to play on. Gets the hand pass off there to Bean. His kick's not his best effort, and Guthrie tidies up for Palmerston. Gets a hand pass across to Perry. Perry chips inboard, but that's gone straight to the opposition, and Bradley Stokes takes that mark without having to move.
Joshie Heath on the mark there for there. That's a head coach there, the Palmerston Magpies.
So Stokes gets around him, kicks long down towards half forward, and a big fist in the marking contest there, sees the ball over the boundary line and over the fence, in fact, and we'll just have a slight delay while the ball's retrieved, and another boundary throw in. So it's Buffaloes with the only goal on the board so far. They hold the advantage, and they're in their attacking zone once again. Hit out down there. Guthrie pounces on that again, loops the hand pass over the top to Wharf, who gives it back to Guthrie. Guthrie drives the ball down towards the centre of the ground. Big Stafford there in the contest, had the ball knocked away from him. Hand pass comes out, and Jamie Ewell kicks long, and there's Big Pedersen, takes the mark and kept going with it. I don't think he could have stopped if he wanted to, but yeah, he kept his balance eventually and kicked the goal, so that's just the start he would have been looking for in his first game for the Magpies.
That's right, flown in Phillip Island, so West Gippsland League there. Won a few of the league medals there, played for North Melbourne and Melbourne. Obviously not nearly as prestigious as putting on the Palmerston Magpies Guernsey, especially this season, along fellow Neville Jetta. We've got obviously Eddie Betts earlier in the season as well, and that's impressive work there, really clean work from Pedersen, especially sort of different style you don't see with Palmerston. So obviously there by himself in the 50. Great work to get that through the middle post. Yeah, well they left it open for him, didn't they? And he didn't let them down when the kick came into the one-on-one contest, and he's a big strong fella and used that strength to advantage. No clear possession from that restart in the centre of the ground, so we'll have another go at it. And now it's Palmerston through Jetta, who drives the ball forward again to cross half forward. A bit of a loose tackle there, stray arm across the shoulder, and it's a free kick to Palmerston down here at half forward, and Max Sutton, I think that is, he chips the ball in long, looking for Stafford down there, but he had a couple of opponents on him, and the hand pass comes out now, and Kate Abala for Buffaloes clears around the near side of the ground where Timmy Eldridge is involved, does well to recover and get the hand pass back to Abala. Jared Stokes in there as well, ball slips through his hands. Good work there by Ethan Little, who chipped the ball into centre half forward and found the ruckman Rowbottom chipping short here, and just fell short of Liam Griffiths, and he tried to force the ball to the advantage of a teammate, but was tidied up by Buffaloes in defence. And now the hand pass comes out here, but again runs over the boundary line in front of Tyrone Beam, and we'll have another boundary throw in. That was good pressure there from Jetta, really shutting down that moving into the forward action there for Buffaloes. Obviously a great pick-up for them to have, a little parting gift from Mr. Betts.
Yeah. I'm sure they'd like to have Mr. Betts here tonight as well, but not to be.
No.
And Archard wins this hit out from the boundary throw-in. There's a whistle and a free kick to Tim Eldridge right in front of us here on the near side of the ground. Eldridge sees something he likes inside the corridor, looking for Thomas Clark, but the ball slips over his head, and Palmerston tidy that one easy enough and thump it back towards half forward. hand pass comes out, but good pressure by the Buffalo defence, and Hayden Brown runs that ball out of defence and then kicks long inside forward 50, but Liam Flanagan's read that best and just chipped in and took the intercept mark.
Cooper was lurking there. Surprised he didn't get on the back, to be honest.
So Flanagan's kick is well read by Bolch, who intercepts and now gets the ball in quickly deep, and Foster down there, just spilt the mark in the end under some pressure, and Palmerston running out of defence. Tyson Todd to the outer side where Ryan Wharf has a bit of time and space and chips it over the top to Guthrie, who also has some space. He takes the mark and just strolls off, chips the ball inboard, and no mark taken, but some good follow-up work, and Guthrie's in there again. Dodges past one tackle and now chips forward, but the ball's just thumped away from his teammate. Joshy Heath in there, gets a hand pass out, misses the target. Archer tries to hack it off the ground, but he had an air shot, and Palmerston tidy that up pretty well, and Pedersen's on the end of it, and he's marked about 50 out from goal, I would think, just towards the outer side of the ground there.
I don't know too much about Pedersen, but by the look of him, I'm assuming he's got the distance in him.
He was a Melbourne player, Tara. He has to be a good player.
What's that league? National AFL. Victoria, yes.
So Pedersen's kick's just falling short. Some leapers in the goal square, but no mark taken. And now ball spills out to the back pocket, and Moroney for Buffaloes chips it up high, and a good mark taken by Thomas Clark coming in. He's looking to switch the ball back inside the corridor and finds Bowles in there. Bowles takes the mark, chips in again to Archer, and that's a strong mark under pressure at centre half back. Archer looking to move the ball quickly, switches to the outer side of the ground. That'll be a 50-metre penalty, I think, because the player came in from behind before play on was called. Buffaloes are trying to work the ball around the outer side, unaware that there's a 50-metre penalty, and that'll bring Archer right down to almost the 50-metre line in his attacking area.
Yes.
But he's not going direct, he's switching out wide to the pocket out there where Stokes spilt the mark but recovered, chips the ball in towards full forward. It's thumped down, and Palmerston hack it away again with a quick kick out wide. And first there for Palmerston is Kendall Garling, but he has the ball taken off him, and Buffaloes get it back to Archer. He drives the ball forward again. Cooper's lurking there, but waited down for the crumbs, but it didn't get to him. And Palmerston defence working overtime really, but they're doing it pretty well at the moment. And now it's Ewell who...
Great hands there from Wharf. Oh, Pedersen. No, that was Stafford.
Yeah, just slipped through his hands, and Buffalo's looking to clear the ball now. Chip pass around the wing, and here's an opportunity for Vrodos. He gets it across here to Brown. Brown chips inboard where Bolch has a bit of space. He runs away from the player on the mark there, Pedersen, and has a bounce. And now kicks inside the corridor, inside forward 50. Ball loose on the ground, picked up again by Kickett. Hooks around the corner. It's going all the way through, bounces through. And
that's another one on the board there.
Another goal for Kickett, for his second for the game. He's got both of Darwin Buffalo's goals, so he's proving to be a real opportunist forward up there. I think he's only had the 2 touches and kicked 2 goals. So Buffalo's a goal up at, where are we, about the 12.5-minute mark of this first quarter.
Bolt really had no intercepts, nothing on the way through there, and just really had a clear open path to deliver that straight to the forward line there. And yeah, interesting just to leave him open like that.
Yeah, I think generally, apart from the first goal they kicked, their delivery into the forward line hasn't been that great, and Palmerston have been able to tidy up for the most part. But we're underway again here. Big Archer again wins this hit out, and lurking there was Vrodos. He goes short, but it was chopped off down there by Guthrie. He tried to hand pass to a teammate while he was under pressure, but only as far as Eldridge for Buffaloes. He gets it to Bolch now. Hand passes to a running Jared Stokes. Spilt the ball again, but has recovered well. Runs inside 50 now. Kicks long towards goal. Looks like he's dragged this one across, and just scrapes through for a behind.
Yeah, interesting decision to go with that. He did have a couple of free Buffalo mates in the 50 there.
Usually a pretty good finisher, Jared Stokes, but yeah, not that time.
No.
So bringing the ball in, Palmerston work the ball around the outer side of the ground in front of the scoreboard out there. And keeping close to the boundary line as they advance up to the wing here. Rowbottom in the action, but Bowles comes in and wins possession. And now the Buffaloes have got some free players in the middle of the ground. Archer takes a mark, sweeps a hand pass across, and now an opportunity going forward again. But again, the disposal's poor going inside the forward half, and Palmerston just tidy that one. That one's slipped off the side of the boot there of Jetta, and
it's been,
and then from the free kick that was paid for deliberate, just kicked straight out of bounds on the full. So not the tidiest passage of play there. And Guthrie again busy in the midfield. He's across half back now, takes the mark, switches to the outer side of the ground, and now straight up the middle of the corridor. Perry takes the mark just forward of centre. He's held up there, and now looking for a leading player forward, and yeah, it's Big Stafford takes the mark, plays on straight away, hooks around the corner and finishes beautifully straight through the middle. So yeah, if they've got Stafford and Pedersen up forward, there's a couple of big tools to aim for, and they are their two goal kickers so far. So it's a pretty entertaining start, even contest, and just goal for goal at the moment. But Stafford, we've seen what he can do in previous rounds when he's on, and looks like he might be tonight.
Yeah, and obviously just straight rush through, no time to set there. They just thought, nah, we've got things to do today.
Yeah, that's right. I think he prefers to get around and hook him around the corner rather than take the set shot. So
that's right. Archer coming in the centre here.
Yeah, he's usually rucks pretty much all day, and obviously played in the NTFL rep side last week, and performed pretty well against some tall opposition. But it's Buffaloes who win that clearance. Thomas Clark it was, but they've got the ball at half forward now. Foster chips in short, and that's a good pass this time going inside forward 50, and he's found his teammate John Vrodos, who will be kicking from about 30 metres out on about a 45-degree angle. So he's stepped out his run-up going back, and obviously has the routine and looks pretty confident coming in.
I'm not going to make any comments, Stu.
Oh, the kick looks good. We're right behind it here, and that's gone straight through the middle. So some good finishing by Buffaloes when they have gone forward and found a forward option, and no exception there. So first goal for Vrodos, and Buffaloes just stretch that lead back out to 7 points. So we're at 17 minutes gone in the first quarter here at Cazalys Arena at Palmerston, and it's a pretty good night now, Tara.
It's actually cooled off a bit. I was worried, obviously, with the rain and the humidity, that it might get a bit sort of, I don't envy the boys. From where sitting on the hill, it's not that bad. It's quite nice down here at Palmerston. Score there, 2-0-12 Magpies to a 3-1 Buffaloes 19.
Rowbottom and Archer just has the ball land in his lap eventually, and now he gets the clearing kick, kicks long and high straight down to the top of the goal square. The ball slips out the back, and Little down there got the hand pass forward, but went straight to the opposition under plenty of pressure down there. Jetta just spilt the ball, and no one can get any clean possession here. A tackle's laid, and just see what the umpire's call is here. He said he had no opportunity to get rid of that, and it'll be a ball up about 10 metres out from the Darwin goal at the Palmerston City end of the ground. So, oh, beautiful hit out there, and great snap for goal. I think that was Hassan Almat Watkins who snapped that one through, and Almat Watkins, of course, early in the season looked like he was setting the competition on fire with plenty of goals in the first couple of rounds, and then he got a pretty serious injuries. And I don't know if this is only his first game back, but I certainly haven't seen too much of him since those first couple of rounds.
Score update there, Magpies 2-0-12 to Buffaloes 4-1-25. Seems to be coming maybe a little bit easier to the Buffaloes at the moment. Be interesting to see what Palmerston do. Yeah,
I think it's fair to say that Buffaloes have had the majority of the ball in their forward half, and Palmerston defence has been working pretty hard to keep them at bay, but it's just starting to open up a bit for them now, I think, and now they're looking to run the ball out of defence again, and now the ball slips out here where Paul Campbell picks up and just steadies himself before looking for a forward option, but his kick missed the target, and it's just kicking it backwards and forwards to each other here as Bean chipped it inboard. But again, Palmerston with the opportunity. Plenty of pressure on the player with the ball at the moment. Brown gets a hand pass across to Campbell. Campbell out to Bean again and back to Jackson Clark. He's got a bit of space. He drills this one down along the wing, but just fell short of his teammate there in Bowles, and eventually Thomas Clark saw it over the boundary line.
Good pressure there from Ryan Wharf as well. 2021-21 Rising Star last year. Flew under the radar a bit and then to take out the Rising Star, but this season he's been instrumental.
Yeah, he has been a really important player for them. So down towards half forward again. Pedersen got his hands to it, couldn't take the mark. It's Liam McDonald who tidies up for Darwin out there, and Jackson Clark plays on with the hand pass across to Abala. He gives it back to Clark. He's under plenty of pressure. Ball falls in the lap of Heath. He takes the advantage, kicks deep down towards full forward. Stafford on the end of this, but a couple of opponents, and Moroney does pretty well. Gets it across there to Bean. He hand passes out here to Abala. Abala goes over the top to Aaron Stokes, and Buffaloes have worked that out of defence pretty well. That's a good pass along the wing, and Luke Roberts takes the mark right in front of the interchange area for Darwin Buffaloes. He's looking around at his options, decides to keep it close to the boundary line, but he's hooked that over the boundary line and out on the full. So another opportunity wasted there by Darwin Buffaloes, and Ryan Wharf gets on the end of this pass in and chips in short here and finds Liam Griffiths. He goes by hand to Jetta. Jetta under pressure with the kick, hooks it round the corner deep into the forward line, and a strong mark there by Pedersen. He chips the ball in, looking for Stafford on the lead, but good defensive work chopping across there. I think it was Hayden Brown got a double fist to it and saw it over the boundary line for another boundary throw in the right forward pocket for Palmerston. 21.5 minutes gone, first quarter, and the ruck contest there. Guthrie's sweeps on this at the back of the pack there. Went for the 1-2 hand pass, but the return hand pass missed, and then a high tackle. And now we've got a bit of a wrestle on, but and a 50-metre penalty. So there's a few players getting involved here, and umpires sorting it out. Brody McMahon it was the offending player, and a 50-metre penalty, and I think things have settled down pretty well now. But Tommy Clark, the opportunity to send Buffaloes forward again. He chips in short, looking there for Cooper, but didn't quite reach him, but he's recovered well, got it up the hand pass across to Jared Stokes. Stokes hooks it round towards the goal square. It's loose on the ground, picked up down there by Kickett once again, and he's kicked his third for the quarter. So what a start for Jaden Kickett. And again, just Buffaloes look a bit stronger and a bit more efficient going forward, Tara.
Yeah, just about to enter the 23-minute mark of this quarter, and 3 for Kickett to start off with. A great first quarter for him. As you said, historically played a lot as a defender, moving him forward this year for Palmerston. Very interesting move. But obviously it's for Buffaloes, apologies. Obviously it's paying off.
Yeah, certainly is tonight. And so we were goal for the first half of the quarter, but now Darwin Buffalo's just starting to flex their muscles a bit, and they've kicked the last 3 and starting to get the game in their control. Umpire Mark Noonan looking to get us restarted here, And Big Archard reaches over the top, wins a hit out. But again, well read by Guthrie. He dribbles the ball down to half forward. Josh Heath picks up there, copped a high tackle and kicked forward. And they would have liked the advantage, I think, but it's not going to be paid. So the free kick will come back to Josh Heath at centre half forward for Palmerston. And of course, the playing coach tonight, and I'm sure he would like to help them get another goal on the board before quarter time. He's gone straight down the ground looking for the big fella Stafford, but the ball was knocked away from him, and Buffaloes have worked the ball out of defence towards the near side of the ground. Bit of clever tap work there, and now Jetta's under some pressure, gets tackled with the ball, it spills out, and Buffalo's the opportunity, but gee, another sloppy kick there from Cazalys this time for Buffaloes, and just landed inside the boundary line, so it'll be a boundary throw in once again.
That'd have to be the hardest working boundary umpire on the field, I reckon. How many throw-ins is that in this area?
Yeah, that's right. As well as the out on the fulls on this side.
Yeah.
So Archard in front, hooks the ball
technique.
over the top. Yeah, it was, but not effective for his team as it's Buffaloes tidying up at Guthrie again. Just racking up the possessions as he does every week, and he's found his teammate Max Sutton here. He gave it off to Pedersen, who kicks long down to the forward pocket. That's going to bounce inside the field of play and then go over the line. So again, a boundary throw in, but well, they've got two boundary umpires on this side, Tara, so bit of relief. But
yes.
so that's the end of the first quarter. As we said, it was goal for goal early, but Buffalo's just looking a bit stronger as the quarter wore on, Tara.
That's exactly right. Magpies 2-0-12 to a Buffaloes extended lead. They're 5-1-31. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season from Cazalys Arena. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, down to Cazalys Arena here for round 15 action with Magpies taking on Buffaloes down here at Cazalys Arena. Ripping first quarter of footy there. Buffaloes just sneaking away perhaps in the final couple of minutes there. I'm Tara Harris, joined by Stu Davis here in the commentary box this evening. Beautiful wet weather footy.
Yeah, I think about 2 minutes before quarter time I said it was a pretty good night. And then as happens in Darwin, the rain has come in, so that'll make for interesting conditions as we start the second quarter, and almost Palmerston just working it forward. They've got it down to half forward without actually having a possession, and Bowles kicks off the ground under some pressure there, straight out towards the boundary line. Palmerston want a free kick for that one, but they're not going to get it.
And there's that best on ground umpire again, obviously another disposal.
Archer slaps this one forward for Buffaloes, but Palmerston players pounce on it, and that was Ewell who got the hand pass out, and then the kick came forward, and again the ball's obviously going to be slippery. Pedersen's in there now, tries to advance it off the ground, and Stafford picks up, hooks around the corner into the gale, but it's just off the side of the right-hand side of the goal post and through for a behind only. So, yeah, as you can see on the screen, no doubt, the rain's pretty heavy right now. And Darwin Buffalo's just looking to control the ball out of defence. Chip kick comes along, but some good defensive work down there by Todd for Palmerston. And now they've worked the ball inside forward 50. The kick out wide by Ewell, and pass is good, and he's found big Pedersen out there. And Pedersen will go back and have a set shot for goal, and he'll be kicking from about 40 metres out. Don't know how the conditions will affect his attempt at goal here, but it's from down
Gippsland.
south of Victoria. Yep. Be used to some wet weather down there, you would think.
You'd assume so. Oh, he's rocketed it.
And has it just stayed in? I think it has. Just inside that right-hand post. So just the start that coach Josh Heath would have been looking for Palmerston in this second quarter. They get the first goal on the board, and that's Pedersen's second for Palmerston.
That's right, second there for Pedersen. As I said earlier, flying in there from West Gippsland Football League. Won a few league medals there and played for North Melbourne and your mates, Melbourne.
Yes.
But he's been instrumental in the last quarter.
Certainly give him a target. Him and Stafford up forward, who are their goal kickers.
Two very big body forwards for them.
So from the restart, Archer gets his hand to the ball, but it's Palmerston who win the clearance down towards half forward. Once again, Heath in front, just went to the ground, couldn't take the mark. Play on's the call as now the ball's hooked out of defence, and Clark in the marking contest down there, the ball just spilled out, and Jackson Clark picks it up and thumps it forward. Cooper down there just couldn't control the ball. Guthrie could, but then got tackled as he tried to break through. Another strong tackle by Liam Flanagan on Cooper, and that kick forward just went as far as Thomas Clark. He chipped it in, and Nathaniel Cooper's taken the mark. He's looking to play on quickly. Somehow he gets out of trouble, centres the ball in towards half forward, but it's pretty slippery down there now, and there's a free kick been found for a push in the back. Probably pretty unlucky in these sort of conditions. It's hard to control your feet and your body movements really, but it's an opportunity, and I think it's Patrick Bowles, or in fact it might be John Brodos again. Yeah, it is.
Lining up for his second.
So kicks on the way, he's just pushed it to the right a bit and through for a behind. So yeah, rain's pretty torrential now, Tara.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Everything's lovely and damp here in the commentary box.
Of course, and when we say commentary box, of course we're on the hill.
I'm being a bit generous. It's a marquee.
Yeah. Open-sided. So
Pedersen
just couldn't control the ball in front of him and slipped it over the boundary line and another boundary throw in.
He's raking up the meterage today, Pedersen.
He is working hard up from the forward line. In fact, he's putting his hand up to do the ruck work here, but he's nowhere near it. And, so play on now. Jared Stokes tried to pick it up originally, but then gave up and just hacked it off the ground. Rodos does some fancy footwork there and then picks up, kicks it forward. Foster running onto it here, tries to hook it back inboard, but it was Bolch in fact, but couldn't keep it in play. And another boundary throw in.
I don't want to say it's lightened up.
Oh yes, he eased right off now.
Oh, good.
Tara.
But I think it's lightened up.
So, good use of the hands down there, and Abala kicks the ball inside forward 50. The mark's been claimed, but not paid. And it'll be a ball up about 20 metres out from Buffalo's goal.
Kate Abala, grandson of the great Steve Abala.
Yes, and he's been consistent in the side this year, and yeah, it's good to get games into those young fellas, and he's played some pretty good footy as well. And there's a free kick here in the ruck contest, and it's going to Big Archard, Ben Archard, and he'll have the shot for goal from about 25 out. Not much of an angle, sorry, Tara.
No, the one sock up, one down. It's a look.
Oh, that's not his best effort. He's hooked that right across, and it's in fact going to go out of bounds on the full. So a let off there for Palmerston, and Jetta goes and retrieves the ball from over the fence and down the slope.
It's interesting, Palmerston sticking to that one gameplay along that wing there.
Chips in short, and then Jetta ran on. He received it back, but it hadn't travelled far enough, and they worked the ball out of defence now. Little involved in the action, got the hand pass across and it came back towards him, but it didn't get to him, and then he gave away the free kick for just scragging onto the jumper of his Buffalo's opponent. So Jared Stokes out there, kicks high inside forward 50. Players leap at it, but no mark taken, and Little picks it up for Palmerston. Kicks the ball high towards half back. Guthrie's on the end of this one now. He gets tackled and gets the hand pass across, but it was spilt down there, and now Buffalo's trying to work the ball forward through the hands again. The hook kick comes around to the goal square. Mark's spilt down there, and players doing their best to keep their feet, but it's pretty slippery underfoot at the moment, and again the ball's caught in underneath, and we'll have a ball up.
Again, all in the Buffalo's forward line.
Yep, and it's Big Rowbottom doing the ruck work against Archard. Quick kick out by the Palmerston defence. Player almost tackled without the ball there, and that's the way the umpire's seen it. It's Jamie Ewell who'll get the free kick. And
really
he just runs inboard and then drives the ball down.
Pedersen.
Pedersen, one-handed mark. Conditions are no problem whatsoever, and he runs around and drives the ball inside forward 50. It slips out the back where Stafford's got a bit of room. He takes possession now, tries to wheel around, but has the jumper pulled and has to flick the hand pass out. He had no support to give it to, unfortunately, and now the ball loose on the ground. Ryan Wharf doing the tackling down there.
A couple of the Palmerston players asking for something from the umpire.
Yeah, again, no opportunity to get it out before the tackle was laid, so we'll have another ball up. Archard and Stafford this time, and the ball slips off the boot, but Thomas Clark out of defence. It's a nice pass along the near side wing, and that's Armat Watkins on the end of that on the wing. He chips the ball along the boundary, and again, ball slips short, and then was just forced over the line for another boundary throw in right in front of the Darwin Buffalo's interchange gate.
Good work by Little there just to slow that play down.
Good use of the hands there from Bolch across to Thomas Clark. Clark kicks long to half forward, taken down there for the Buffaloes by Foster. He kicked it in towards the top of the goal square. A wrestle for the ball on the ground again, and a quick kick comes out towards the goal. A chance to kick off the ground. Foster's the person in the right spot and manages to kick it through off the ground from about a metre out as the Palmerston players went sliding all over the place. But Foster kept his feet and just nudged it through for a goal. So Foster also a 100-goal-a-season goal kicker from down south who's played up here for a few years now. So they've really got some potency in the forward line under normal conditions, but I don't know about these conditions, Tara.
Very much so. I wouldn't say that was much more than maybe a bit of luck, and because it ended up being a bit of a slippery dip there for the Palmerston players as the weather increases. Coming back to the centre, Magpies 3-1-19 to a Buffalo 6-2-38.
So a goal apiece in this quarter, and from the restart, it's Guthrie gets tackled high, and he's racked up the possessions again, as he has done every week during the season. He kicks down towards half forward, no mark taken, and now the ball loose at half forward for Palmerston. It works its way down towards the goal square. It's going almost all the way, but just managed to touch it through on the last line of defence, and now it's Bradley Stokes to bring it in, and Buffaloes work it round the outside of the ground, but Guthrie again taking the mark this time, and he now drives the ball in towards the goal square, just through the hands, over the back of the pack. Big Stafford got the hand pass forward. He was trying to find room to get it onto his boot, but couldn't do so. Thomas Clark gives the hand pass, looking to receive it back, but too slippery for that, and the ball slipped out, and now Archer tracks it as the ball works its way down towards the wing on the near side of the ground. Again, there's a stack of players on top of it, and we'll have a ball up.
I think there's a good example down there that really, apart from Pedersen and Stafford, who obviously are their big muscle forwards down there, they don't have a lot of other options.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting.
Struggle, but free kick's been found here. It's going to go Palmerston's way. No, it's not. It's going to go Darwin's way. Umpire Noonan was just pointing the wrong way initially. So Thomas Clark receives this one out near the boundary line. Kicks long, keeps it close to the boundary line. The ball slips over the back. Joey Collinson in there. Tried to hand pass forward, slipped off his fist a bit, and another boundary throw in.
Archer again here.
So Archer almost uncontested in the end, put it to the advantage of Jared Stokes. He picks it up nicely and then runs back inboard. It slips through the hands of Brown down there. But Stokes back in the action, gets it to Brown this time, and Brown drives the ball down just forward of centre. Jetta's the first there, slips out of his grasp as he dived forward, and now there's a free kick been found. It's going to be a Palmerston free kick, and kick by
Big
Ethan
Stafford
Little.
goes up. Oh.
See the pools of water starting to form on the ground, and Darwin work it away, and Aaron Stokes takes the mark at half back. He chips the ball back inside the corridor to Jared Stokes, who takes the mark sliding in front of Josh Heath there. He's now looking to switch the ball right across to the outer side of the ground and finds Moroney out there. Moroney marks and then just waltzes forward with no one on the mark, chips it over the top. Bradley Stokes comes in and picks up and chips it back to Moroney once again. So just playing a bit of possession here in the wet conditions, and now they get the ball down to half forward here. Kick comes in, and again it was
interesting.
Guthrie thought he had the mark, but the ball slipped, was knocked out of his hands in the end, and flying shot at goal was offline and through for a behind for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, so a switch here, changing up the wing with the Jetta option there.
But,
out on the full.
No, ran out of the goal square, so it's a boundary throw in, as we've seen a number of times tonight already, and we expect to see a fair bit more as the night progresses. Conditions aren't easy, but players are certainly having a crack, and that should be a free kick, I would think.
Kicking in danger there.
In danger, and Patrick Bowles, who will be the recipient of that, doesn't look to be injured at all out of that, and now kicks it in high towards half forward. And
Great hands.
A good mark taken down there for Palmerston by Foster. He kicks the ball long, but again offline and through for a behind. So
one goal, one behind there for Foster.
Yep. And the kick in just missed the target, and Joey Collinson was standing all by himself and it fell in his lap, so he'll go back now and have a shot for goal. And ball's obviously starting to get pretty heavy, so be interesting to see what sort of purchase he can get on it from here.
So played for Thunder at NEFL level back in 2012 and 2013, Collinson.
Kicks on the way, looks pretty good. He's got a good piece of it. It's gone straight through the middle, and that's an excellent finish there. So Joey Collinson gets Buffaloes on the board for the second time in the quarter.
Just as I lose all of my team sheets and commentary notes, Stu. Fantastic. You'd expect that Palmerston coming out of that, obviously, with just a kick out of the square from that behind and then a direct turnover into Buffalo's hands. Be disappointed with that. Yes.
Yeah, well, goals aren't going to be easy to come by now, and so to give them away in that sort of fashion, just a heartbreaker for the coach, I would think.
Yes. Who is out there doing his thing as well.
Bet he wishes he wasn't.
Oh, yes. Back in the centre here.
So from the restart, Big Archer gets his hand to the ball again, but Palmerston through the hands. Guthrie
trusted.
Gets the hand pass again, and now tries to kick off the ground, slips over, and now Perry comes in, picks it up, kicks the ball in towards the centre of the ground, and play on's the call as Bean gets a kick forward, but it's a high tackle. It was
interesting there, obviously.
Yep,
it was already quite
Guthrie
low.
Again.
Yep.
But yeah, high tackle, and now he kicks the ball out wide. Almost tackled without the ball, but play on, forced it forward. But again, Buffalo's just trying to hack it out of defence, and chipping in nicely was Abala in between two Palmerston players to take that mark. And now he thumps the ball long down here, sitting underneath it. Down there was Cooper, got the hand pass across to Jared Stokes. Jared Stokes running through the middle of the ground, goes long down towards full forward, and I think that's Brodie Foster sitting at the back of the pack, who no, it's not. In fact, it's Kickett once again, Jaden Kickett, who positioned himself well, waited for the ball over the back, and it just dropped in his lap. Beautiful,
considering
beautiful
the
kick inside from Stokes.
Considering the conditions there, that was very clean play.
Fantastic. Yeah, Jared Stokes, a classy player, of course, and used the ball beautifully then and now.
Kickett for his fourth.
Yeah, he's just pushed that to the right a bit, I think. Yeah, and just off lines.
Just can't really work or read the weather here, Stu. It's on, it's off, and we're straight back into play.
Oh, Mark Spilton now. Buffaloes with the opportunity. Hand pass hooked over the top, and Abala hand passes inboard, but he hasn't got anyone there, and it's just chopped off by the Palmerston defence. Ducked into the tackle, so play on's the call, and now sliding into the fence down here for Palmerston is...
Was that Harvey?
See who that was.
Is that John Harvey?
Yeah, I think it is. Yep, that's right. Harvey, yeah. So Bowles wins the clearance from the boundary throw-in. now loose on the ground again, and just pinched there by Thomas Clark as he streams forward, but slid off the side of his boot into the left forward pocket, and the opportunity for Palmerston to clear again through Lennon Marlin to the outer side of the ground, but the ball's just bouncing in space. Moroney's first there for Buffaloes, gives the hand pass and receives back. Now hand passes over the top again, and Darwin go forward inside 50 again, but this time it's Jetta who takes a strong mark.
Great
in
mark.
The hands, a good mark in these conditions in the hands, and there's a whistle on the play here. I think it's going to be a 50-metre penalty, so that'll help Palmerston get the ball out of their defensive area, and
hope they can use this to convert here.
Jetta's looking to move the ball quickly, but I don't know that he's got too many options forward at the moment. Now he's going wide, slips over and misses the ball altogether. It is just shows you what conditions are like when an experienced player like Neville Jetta does that. But,
correct. Very safe mark there in the forward.
Kick it again, and Darwin have taken full advantage of that. So Kick it will go back and have another shot for goal.
Unfortunate.
35 out.
Unfortunate, obviously, for Jetta there, that slip. But even looking forward, there wasn't a lot of options for him. You weren't, looking for that Pedersen or someone to kick to. It didn't look like we had many options.
So Kick it this time. He's dragged it and missed to the left. So just the 3 goals scored in the quarter so far, 2 to Darwin and 1 to Palmerston, and the clock's ticked over 21 minutes, so I imagine there wouldn't be too much time left in the first half.
No, so just a score update there. Magpies 3-2-20 to a Buffalo 7-6-48. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season from Cazalys Arena here in Palmerston.
Ball's out of bounds at right half forward for Darwin. As they're in the interchanges right in front of us here. Arch it again for Palmerston, but Rowbottom gets the better of this one. Got the hit out down, and running onto it down there was Luke Roberts. The hand pass inboard, and then was the tackle was held onto after he got rid of the ball, so the free kick will come back, and he'll be looking to drive the ball in to give him another opportunity to score before the siren goes for half time.
Just passing the 22-minute mark.
So Roberts kicks straight down a double fister out of defence, sees the ball land in the hands of Guthrie again as the siren goes. And so, yeah, some pretty trying conditions for most of that second quarter, Tara, but Darwin Buffaloes have just nudged that lead out a little bit further.
That's right. Magpies 3-2-20 to a Buffalo 7-6-48. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL seasons here in Palmerston at Cazalys Arena. We'll be back shortly. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Cazalys Arena here for the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season. We have the Magpies taking on the Buffaloes at their home ground here at Cazalys Arena. A great first quarter of footy there if you're a Buffaloes fan, Stu. Joined by Stu Davis in the marquee, what are we going to call it? The commentary marquee. What are your thoughts on that first half there, Stu?
Yeah, the game started pretty even, but I think Buffaloes just look a bit stronger as it's worn on, and they've got a pretty handy lead at half time of 28 points, and it's particularly with the weather that we've had and look like we might continue to have. It's going to be pretty tough to peg back. What do they need? And 5 goals to get in front, Palmerston. So yeah, Buffaloes have been pretty impressive so far, and would look to see them continue to dominate in this second half. But first plays underway, and Guthrie is in there for Palmerston once again. Just couldn't get it out this time. Flanagan across half back, flicks the hand pass up, and now the quick kick comes wide towards the boundary line here. Eldridge is first in the race, and then the ball just bounces away from him. Picked up nicely down there by Ethan Little. He chipped it forward and found Guthrie again, and just a running machine. Guthrie gets everywhere where the ball is.
Quite the workhorse.
His kick's astray this time, however, and the mark's taken down here by Tyrone Bean for Darwin Buffaloes. So Bean thumps it back to where it came from, slips over the back, and now some good work down there by Foster for Buffaloes, who drives the ball inside forward 50. Collins is down there. He lets it go over the back to Kickett. Kickett has a shot at goal. It's going to bounce right to the goal line.
Touched.
And yeah, some terrific defensive work down there just to run that ball down. Ryan Wharf it was, and just got his hand to the ball and forced it through for a behind.
I'd like to say that I'd be surprised that that was Ryan Wharf, but I'm not in the slightest. He is an absolute weapon. And I suppose that's the momentum really they need heading into this third quarter. Oh.
A bit of lightning there, which we don't really want to see, but Lennon Marlin brings the ball in for Palmerston over the top. The looping handballs, Tyson Todd just couldn't keep it in play, and we'll have a boundary throw in again. So we've got, you can hear that thunder in the background. Plays continuing at this stage. Of course, we do have the severe weather rulings, which has previously in the season seen play stop because of proximity of lightning, but we're continuing on at the moment as the rain pours down and Abala clears from the centre of the ground straight down the middle towards half forward, but good work by Jetta to thump it back out.
Great
now
kick.
An opportunity for Ethan Little, but there's a whistle on the play here. It's going to be a Palmerston free kick, and the sirens are sounding now to halt play because of the weather conditions, the proximity of the lightning. So we've only been going a couple of minutes in this third quarter, and just the one behind has been added. So the players and officials will leave the field now and get themselves under cover, Tara.
That's correct. That 5 sirens there, obviously everyone vacating the field here. That's the AFL Northern Territory match managers called that. By my count there, I want to say it was about 15 seconds delay with that lightning. So obviously safety first here, and obviously at the end of the day, it's a game of footy. We want to make sure everyone's nice and safe. So we'll have a chat with match manager here. We'll see what happens, and we'll get back to you shortly and resume play, hopefully. Thank you. All right, ladies and gents, welcome back to Cazalys Arena here for 2021-22 TIO NTFL season. We are resuming just after a short break here where the severe weather policy was enacted due to lightning within 10 kilometres here. As deemed by our match managers, they have deemed the game safe to continue back on. As we said before we cut to the break, obviously player safety and patron and umpire safety is important, so we like to ensure that everyone's looked after. We'll resume play here in the next couple of minutes. Just a score reminder, 3-2-20 to a Buffalo 7-7-49.
Players taking their position. Of course, the free kick was paid just before the siren sounded to halt the play, and the game will restart with that free kick being taken by Cameron Pedersen for Palmerston, just inside the centre square, the forward half of the centre square for Palmerston. So just waiting for players to be in position and the umpires to call time to commence, and here we go. So Pedersen takes the kick, kicks long towards the top of the goal square. Stafford comes out, reaches up and over the back. It's a snap on goal. Just trying to see who it was that kicked that goal, but it's a Palmerston goal. And I think it might have been Ryan Wharf actually down there. That seems to be...
Yeah, a lot of bodies involved there. I missed that one as well, Stu.
No, it's yeah, Max Sutton, I think that is
number 15.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So what a restart for Palmerston.
That's right. Yeah, Joshy Heath would be happy with that one, and the rest of the coaching staff. So that's a really good injection back into footy there for them. 4-2-26 to a Buffalo 7-7-49 ball up.
So from the restart, there's a legging free kick here, and it's going to be Guthrie who'll take that free kick. He runs off straight away and goes straight down the middle of the ground, and Big Pedersen just gets rid of his opponent, puts his hands in the air and clunks the mark at centre half forward. And yeah, he's been a great inclusion for them tonight. He's kicked a couple of goals and had a big influence on the game up forward.
That's correct. We've got Stafford lurking in the square there as well.
So Pedersen's kick long, it's going to fall short in the goal square. It's loose on the ground again. Another opportunity with a snap around the corner, but not successful this time. And the ball's still bobbling around. It comes to Guthrie this time. He snaps on the right foot. No, it's not Guthrie. Wow. But it's a Palmerston goal, and it was Jamie Ewell who was on the end of that one this time. And wow. Palmerston a couple of goals in a couple of minutes, and they've put themselves right back in the game.
Certainly have. Score there 5-2-32 to a 7-7-49. That is a great start to the third quarter. Obviously starting again after a brief break for lightning. Obviously just gave the chance for Palmerston to have a bit of a reset there, Stu.
Yeah, absolutely. So that, you know, they're only 17 points down now, where it was out towards 5 goals, and they've given themselves a real opportunity as this game continues, and yeah, they've come out in the second after the break on fire. But the ball's down towards half forward for Buffaloes now, and an opportunity. A kick around the corner goes right to the goal line, and that was Foster kicking that ball in, but just dragged it too far and was touched through for a behind. So Palmerston will bring the ball in from defence. Lennon Martin finds his teammate Tyson Todd on the outer side of the ground in front of the scoreboard out there. He keeps the ball close to the boundary along that outer wing. It's just punched away and over the boundary line for another boundary throw in. So the rain eased off for a little while, but may just be getting a little bit heavier again now, Tara.
Yes, yes, very much so. Very stop-start.
As long as the lightning stays away.
Yes.
So from the restart, Palmerston looking to go forward. That's a good mark taken in the conditions at half-back. And the switch comes across to Moroney, running out of defence. He chips it inboard looking for
Stafford
Stokes.
lurking.
Stokes recovers well, gets a hand pass across, but picked up down there by Garling. Now he's put his teammate under plenty of pressure. Ethan Little just paddles it forward, and a quick kick comes out, and now Stokes gets on the end of that and thumps the ball inside forward 50. Foster in the marking contest, looks like he might have hurt himself down there, but play goes on as the ball works towards the outer side of the near side of the ground as Flanagan gets a hand pass across, and Martin thumps the ball out and chipped backwards there by Moroney, looking for a Bala. He's ducking one way or the other, trying to get past his opponent, and then eventually his kick is swallowed up there by Ewell for Palmerston. His kick towards half forward bounces through the hands of Garling down there, and now the tidy up work from Buffalo's in defence sees the ball come out towards the boundary again. Some good work here. Thomas Clark gets tackled and eventually gets his arms free and hand passes back, looking there for Cooper. Cooper under plenty of pressure gets his hand pass inboard. Stokes also under pressure from the Palmerston midfield, and Guthrie it was that time, and his second effort just trapped the ball under Thomas Clark, and we'll have a ball up. So the ball's pretty hot at the moment. Players tackled as soon as they get hold of it, but now ball loose on the ground from the restart. Good work in there from Bolt's got the hand pass out. He's in there again, hooks the ball over his head on the left foot. Ball bounces at half forward. Play on's the call, and the opportunity for Palmerston to work the ball out of defence. Jetta tumbles the punt forward where Josh Heath is on the end of it. He gets trapped with it, and free kick is going his way for a high tackle. Height's not one of his attributes.
Stafford calling for it. It was shaken off.
A long kick forward.
Hands there from Pedersen.
Good mark to Pedersen down there at half forward. And again, just standing tall in the wet weather, and his ball handling's been really good. Takes another strong mark at half forward.
Very strong there.
So Pedersen with the set shot from about 40 metres out, pretty much directly in front when he kicks this ball. So the kick's on the way from Pedersen. He's dragged that one left, and it's gone way left and misses everything and out of bounds on the full, unfortunately for Palmerston. And
another goal there would have been good for them.
Yeah, it would have been really handy, but Bradley Stokes has it in the back pocket, and he kicks towards the outer side of the ground. Terrific mark taken there, and the hand pass inboard and a shot on goal. Looks good. It is good. And another goal to Palmerston. They've kicked the last three, and I'm just trying to see who it was. Players are a bit difficult to see on that outer side of the ground, and I couldn't tell you who the goal kicker was, but everyone's getting around Pedersen, of course, because he is involved. So three in a short space of time for Palmerston after the restart. So we've been going about 7.5 minutes since we've come back, and they're right back in the game. Only a 12-point margin now, Tara.
That's exactly right. Magpies 6-2-38 to a Buffalo 7-8-50. Back in the centre.
So Rowbottom does the ruck work, but gives away the free kick to Archer. Just a blocking free kick's paid. Archer wastes no time and kicks it long into full forward. Bolch almost takes the mark, just spilt out at the last moment, and play on's the call. I think there's going to be a kicking in danger free kick here, and it's going to go to Tyson Todd for Palmerston in defence. Todd just runs off the mark, looking straight into the hands of Bradley Stokes. Stokes kicks the ball inside forward 50. Kickett was on the end of it. There was a bit of body contact there, and he doesn't like it. Follows it up a bit, but play on's the call. And working over the ball was Ethan Little, and now Murray Little as well. But a high tackle, and it's going to be a Darwin free kick to Thomas Clark. So Tommy Clark at half forward for Darwin Buffaloes. He kicks the ball deep into the right forward pocket, has Foster on the lead, and that's a good mark on the second attempt out in front. And Foster will go back and have a shot for a goal on a reasonably tight angle on the outer side there. And Buffaloes certainly could do with a steadier at this stage of the game, I would think, Tara.
Yeah, correct. Obviously a great start to the quarter, as I said, for Palmerston. This will be number 2 for Foster.
So Foster's kick on the way, and goal umpire just saw that one swing wide to the left and through for a behind.
Palmerston to be thankful for that one there. Keeps Buffaloes in reach.
Lennon Marlin again with the kick-in duties. Just runs out of the defensive goal square and kicks long to the outer side of the ground. The marking contest out there. The free kick's been paid. I think it's going to go the big fella Pedersen's way. So Pedersen chips him short, and he's missed the target there. Now an opportunity for Buffaloes to bring the ball back in. Jared Stokes drives it to half forward, and again a good mark on the lead. It's Kickett this time.
Great hands.
He plays on straight away, kicks long straight down the ground, looking to find his teammate Foster down there, but unfortunately it just bounced in front and slipped away and over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. So rain getting heavier once again. I think we saw some footage from TIO Stadium. It looked like it was underwater, didn't it?
Yes, coming in sideways into the corporate boxes and commentary position there. Literally horizontal. Which I don't want to put the mockers on too much, because I don't want that happening here. We aren't nearly as protected as that commentary box.
So Luke Roberts take the free kick for the out of bounds on the full kick. There's a whistle here. I think the ball's going to have to go back. And we'll try again. Roberts this time goes short, has a leading player in the pocket, and the pass is good. And he's found Joey Collinson in that left forward pocket. Collinson is a left footer, of course, so it won't be the easiest task with the shot on goal from here, but he's coming in to take the shot now. Distance shouldn't be a problem, but kicks on the way and looks pretty good. No, it's just drifted across to the right-hand side and through for a behind. So
yes,
Buffaloes have had a couple of opportunities, just haven't been able to get the goals on the board. So
certainly
Lennon Marlin again brings it in for Palmerston to the outer side of the ground, straight through the hands of Ethan Little out there. Ball slips out the back and quick kick forward. Wow, that rain's really pelting down now. Eldridge is in the play out there, and I'm not sure who's with him, but Palmerston advancing the ball. It's out near the boundary line now. I think that was Guthrie hand passing over the top to himself. No, it was Brodie McMahon, in fact, and it's gone out of bounds and we'll have a boundary throw in. It's pretty torrential now. You can see the water forming on the ground there, and really difficult to pick up the players on the outer side of the ground.
yes.
Quick kick forward by Buffalo, straight into the middle of one of those puddles. Picked up nicely down there by Flanagan. He kicks the ball down towards half forward. Maroney across half back. Gets it down here to Brodos. Brodos kicks it into half forward. Joey Collinson running onto it now. He's pursued by Flanagan, but his hand pass went straight to his opponent, and Murray Little comes in, gets a hand pass forward as he's tackled. Quick kick forward by Broderick Church to the outer side of the ground, and out there Guthrie tries to run past his opponent, gets caught with the ball but manages to get a hand pass out in the end, and the ball just slides along the ground, and the quick kick inboard finds Patrick Bowles. Bowles plays on now, kicks long into the forward pocket. Murray Little comes in, gets a fist to the ball, and goes out towards the boundary line, but stays in, and then kicks half smothered. Palmerston work it through the hands, and now A long kick out to the outer wing, and again it's Bowles who picks up, hand passes forward, but to no one in particular. Oh, slipping over there and getting caught high was Church, I think, and just an accidental one, and the free kick will be taken. Quick kick forward, and it's Stafford on the end of it this time. He pumps a torpedo forward into the open area of the forward line, but Timmy Eldridge kept his feet and picks up the ball, gets a hand pass forward to Abala now. Abala looking to switch the ball back into the corridor where Moroney's found some space. Moroney marks and looks to play onto the near side of the ground, and it's Thomas Clark who's going to get there first. He's well supported by a teammate there, but he chips the ball forward, and there's a holding free kick. That could be a 50-metre penalty for kicking the ball away as well, and I think it's going to be.
Yes.
Lennon Marlin doesn't like it, but it was pretty clear, I think, and Thomas Clark will take the free kick and the advantage of the 50-metre. No, it's not. It's going down here to Brodos again. So John Brodos for Buffaloes kicks the ball down towards the top of the goal square, but well read, and that's Jetta down there who takes the mark, sliding on his knees, chips the ball across, just slips out of the hands there of Ewell, but manages to recover and chip inboard. Play on's the call, no mark paid, and the long thumping kick comes out of defence. Archer gets there, but it slips through his hands, but he recovers well, gets a hand pass back to Aaron Stokes. Stokes hand passes forward but misses the target, and now an opportunity for Palmerston to work it out of defence. It was Sutton with that kick off the side of the boot slightly, and good work by Moroney to get the hand pass back, and now Archer's got the mark just backward of centre wing on the near side of the ground here. Ben Archer kicks the ball high towards half forward. Brodos sitting underneath it, couldn't take the mark. Ethan Little works back, picks it up, gets the hand pass out. Nicely done. And Brodie McMahon out there gets caught with the ball. Eventually it spills out. Play on's the call. Hand pass comes forward from Jackson Clark, and back in the hands of Jackson Clark eventually, and he kicks the ball in towards half forward, but this one's going to be chopped off by Eric Guthrie at half back. Safe hands of Guthrie there. Guthrie chips it straight up the middle of the ground, and now an opportunity for Palmerston to go forward again towards centre half forward. Again, the mark spilt and picked up down there by Liam McDonald. Hand passed out wide to Tyrone Bean. Bean backwards again to Brown. Brown chips it out wide to Jackson Clark. He hand passes backwards to a teammate in trouble, but managed to get the kick in, and Jared Stokes takes the mark just backward of centre. It's called to play on now. Josh Heath on the mark, tries to trace him down, but can't do so. And well, there's a big lightning flash, but play on's a call. Bradley Stokes chips the ball to the outer side of the ground to Moroney. Moroney goes wide again, and Cooper out there on the outside of the boot kicks it down to where the mark's taken down here by Matt Watkins. He chips the ball into the big fella in Archer, but his kick's chopped off by Jetta again. Jetta drills the ball to the outer side of the ground. It's picked up down there by Stafford, hooks it forward, and running onto it. Here's an opportunity for Palmerston. Kicked off the ground. Is it going to get there? He was going back to celebrate, and the ball stopped in the water just before the line and had to go again.
Was that Griffiths?
Yeah, Liam Griffiths it was. And, a good finish, but yeah, he thought he'd done enough to get it through, but
you could see that goal umpire was watching the millimetres that was sitting in that goal square, and he said, not yet. So lucky he didn't get to that celebration too early. Had a couple of lightning strikes just in that passage of play there. Couple of AFL and T yellow shirts running around. Yeah. But play is obviously keeping on at the moment. So really ripper of a third quarter here, just passing the 20-minute mark. Magpies 6-2, 38 to a Buffalo 7-10, 52. A ripping comeback there from the Magpies to keep within arm's length of the Buffs.
Yeah, I reckon that might be 7-2 for the Magpies, Tara. I'm not sure that last goal's on the board yet, but a kick forward by our calculations. But yes, anyway, play on's the call, and got a restart here in the middle of the ground. Archer and Rowbottom, no one gets a clear hit out from that attempt. All stuck in underneath. Well done, Rowbottom. Reaches in and picks it up, gets a hand pass out. Jared Stokes, some clever footwork, gets a hand pass to Clark. Jackson Clark hand passes over the top to Archer, but there's a free kick here. It's going to have to come back, and it's going to go the way of Jared Stokes, I think. No, it's not. It's going Palmerston's way. And so...
really, obviously, the experience of Stokes showed there coming out of that foot race. Unfortunately, just not getting the decision he was after. And you can see it on, he was not impressed. So however, another opportunity for Palmerston to strike.
Jamie Ewell goes short and finds his teammate there, John Harvey. Harvey plays on now on the left foot, kicks straight down the middle of the ground, but that's a good intercept mark taken, and Buffalo's looking to work it out. Kick misses the target, and working in there was Bolch, got a quick hand pass forward, but Todd hooks that ball around, and it's loose on the ground. Ball slips out of everyone's hands down there as they try to thump it forward. Ethan Little picks up, gets a quick kick forward, and a sliding mark taken by Brown in defence. Hayden Brown in the back pocket for Darwin Buffaloes, just slowing things down now, and no doubt he'll try to go long and keep it close to the boundary line. He does that to the near side of the ground, and ball over the top. Archer tries to get a hand pass out, slips out of his hand. They're fossicking forward on the ground now, and now it's trapped in underneath, and we'll have a ball up just in front of the Buffaloes coaches bench here. So a bit of manhandling in the ruck contest. Play on's the call as Guthrie's in underneath, gets a hand pass out, and the siren goes to end the third quarter. And what a third quarter it was for the Palmerston Magpies, who came back after the weather break and really piled it on, kicked 4 goals to none on resumption, and really put themselves back in the game, Tara.
Yeah, that's correct. Leading into half-time, they were sitting at 3-2-20 to a 7-6-48, and obviously that's now flipped, so going really well for them. Leaving the third quarter here, Magpies 7-2-44 to a Buffalo 7-10-52. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season here in Palmerston, live from Cazalys Arena. Magpies taking on Buffaloes here on their home turf. After a ripping third quarter of footy there, only a small margin in it. Magpies 7-2-44 to a Buffalo 7-10-52. I'm joined with Stu Davis as we head into the last quarter.
Palmerston Magpies really put themselves back in the game in that third quarter. After the weather break resumption, they were fantastic, just kept thumping the ball forward and were rewarded with 4 goals. Buffaloes had some opportunities, but just couldn't get goals on the board, and they've left the door open here, so we're just waiting on the restart. But yeah, it's really anyone's game from here, and let's hope there's no more weather interruptions and we can get the full game played and give both teams the opportunity to press for the victory here. A victory that's really important for both sides. The winner keeps their finals dreams alive.
Correct.
So Archer with the hit out and just hacked off the ground down there. Buffalo's going forward. Guthrie just tagged there without the ball, and he'll take the free kick. Must be about his 30th touch for the night, I would think. Tara, he's been sensational once again.
Rain or shine, Guthrie.
Yep.
So 6v7 on the ladder here tonight.
So his kick finds Perry just in front of us here on the near side of the ground. He chips in short.
Making it a bit hard for his teammate there.
Just short of his teammate there in John Harvey, and it's a free kick been found. Don't know what that was for, but anyway. Jared Stokes, who also has had plenty of the ball for Buffaloes, kicks the ball high down towards half forward. It slips over the back. Foster gets a toe to it, but picked up and run out of bounds down there by Lennon Marlin for Palmerston. And again, a boundary throw in.
So it's just eased up here, but undoubtedly it'll come down very hard again in a few moments. So a little bit of relief there for the boys. Obviously being able to mark in these conditions is obviously good for them.
So Archer with his hands in the back there, and the free kick's been paid.
That'll go to Rowbottom.
Yep, Rowbottom hands it off, and now the ball down looking here for Patterson. Just strong hands in the conditions. Fantastic work by Big Cam Patterson.
Flexing his experience tonight.
So he kicks the ball down towards half forward where Palmerston have got some players. Max Sutton down there just couldn't control it, and the ball finds its way over the boundary line for another throw in. So
Big Pedersen up again for that one.
Wins it this time, but Buffalo's the opportunity to bring it out of defence. Aaron Stokes hands it across, and now the kick comes down forward of centre for Buffalo's. Streaming out of defence down there. But Palmerston work it well through the hands. A quick kick comes forward. And,
almost in unison, a slip over there.
Good work by Brados. Just a strong body through the contest, and now again Palmerston repelled through Guthrie, but his kick's chopped off by Aaron Stokes this time. At half-back for Darwin. He goes short looking for Jared Stokes. Ball slips past him. Pedersen's in there, gets a toe to it, and now it's caught underneath. Timmy Eldridge fighting for it over the top, and another ball up. So no addition to the score so far in this final quarter, as top clock ticks over 3 minutes of play, and Big Pedersen's there, but a big leap by Archer got Pedersen out of the way and enabled him to get his hand to the ball, but I think Pedersen felt that one too. He looks a bit sore coming up, and he's going in to stand next to Archer for this ruck contest.
I'd still be down, Stewie. I would have milked that for everything it was worth.
So ball wrestled out, but good work by Brados again for Darwin, and but his kick's astray, and it's chopped off at half back by the big fellow in Rowbottom. He chips it in there to Yule. Yule looking to bring the ball near side.
Pedersen.
Yeah, just managed to force the ball forward. Jared Stokes hooks the hand pass over the
Guthrie.
top. Great
and
tackle.
He's paid it.
Yep.
Was that 101 possession for Guthrie tonight?
So he goes long, straight down the ground. No mark taking the ball on the ground. Players slipping in there as Pedersen on the ground this time gets a hand pass forward. Good work by Stafford to get around a couple of players. Then he gets caught. Hooks a kick straight up in the air. Play on will be the call here. And now it's on the ground. Ethan Little in there working hard. But again, it's trapped in underneath. There's a wrestling match on. And
So
it'll be another ball up.
Pedersen's at the bottom of that again. Really taking the last quarter here into his own hands.
Well, it was a free kick against him, in fact, for dragging it in. But the kick comes out here to Bolch. And he takes the mark on the centre wing. He's looking to go short now, and he does to Jared Stokes. Stokes just wanders off inboard, and there'll be a 50-metre penalty here.
Broke the mark there.
Because there's another player in, and play on hadn't been called. Ethan Little is the infringing player, and so Jared Stokes will march the ball up to half forward, and Buffalo's an opportunity to find someone inside that forward 50. Stokes sees no one on the mark and takes full advantage, kicks long towards goal. It's going all the way, it's going all the way through, and that's just really poor defensive work from Palmerston, allowing Stokes to run through and take full toll with a long kick, and his teammates on the line just allowed it to go through, and so that's Darwin's first goal for the second half, and a much needed one after Palmerston had come back strongly in that third quarter.
Correct, a captain's goal there. Jared Stokes doing Jared Stokes things, so that'll be a really nice move in the direction of hopefully extending out that margin there for the Buffs. But Palmerston chasing their tail there. Magpies 7-2-44 to a Buffalo's 8-10-58.
Really good finish, and Jared Stokes has been a strong contributor all night. He's had another powerful game. Him and Guthrie have had plenty of the ball on opposing sides, but now an opportunity in the centre of the ground. The ball slips out the back. Paul Campbell comes in, picks up, gets a quick left foot kick out into some space. Running onto it here for Darwin is bowls. He tries to kick off the ground, misses, and Guthrie's in there again, and then draws a free kick for a high tackle. Plays on straight away, chips inboard. Just slid off his boot a bit and missed his target, and now Darwin with the opportunity. Bolch swings a hand pass out, picked up down here by Cooper. Hand passes across, and Buffalo's going forward, down towards half forward now. Flanagan shepherds for his teammate, and quick kick forward there by Marlin off the ground, and the ball slips out of Ethan Little's hands and over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
Just a little scuff on the head there of Nathan Cooper as they walked in opposite directions. Just a little bit of a how you doing. Another umpire throw-in.
So the ball floats over the back of the ruckman then, and now it's loose on the ground. A quick kick forward, and Palmerston the opportunity, but well read in defence and chopped off down there by the big fella in Bean. He hand passed off, and now Abala chips the ball wide again, but loose on the ground, and a strong tackle. Ball's caught in underneath, and now it eventually slips out. Buffalo's an opportunity to hook the ball forward down towards half forward. Collinson tries to tow it off the ground, does eventually, and putting his head over the ball down there was Kickett, and got caught high according to the umpire and paid the free kick. So
Kickett had a hell of a first couple of quarters there, a little bit quiet in the third.
He's gone short into the hands of Stokes. Must have just been the required distance. He's looking to go short straight through the puddle down there. Cooper keeps it in front of himself and tries to tow it along the ground. He's taken out of the action. Play on's the call as the tackle comes out, and holding the ball is the call. It's going to be a Darwin Buffalo's free kick here, and an opportunity and a 50-metre penalty. So doesn't pay to argue such things, and this will be a certain goal for Brodie Foster Thomas Bolch, I should say. So there's that lightning and thunder again in the background, so it could be problematic. You'd think Bolch would want to kick this pretty quickly before the sirens go to call off the game. But,
he sure is taking his time, you know, no rushing.
So he comes in now and kicks the goal, no problem, right from the goal line, and a couple of steadiers from Darwin early in this final quarter. See them push that margin out again.
Correct.
So yeah, they're almost in safe territory now, 20-point margin, but with the weather and the conditions the way they are. But we saw what Palmerston did in that third quarter, and we're only how many? What's that clock say? I can't read that. The time clock.
9 minutes.
9.5, is it?
9.5 past, yes. Yeah. Yes. I think Buffaloes are looking very, very good in this last quarter, so it'll be interesting. I'd like to see Palmerston continue with the contested play. We'll see where we go.
Yeah.
Noon's in the centre.
Just looks like Buffaloes have regrouped a bit at three-quarter time and come out pretty strongly, but players are called. Pedersen hooks it forward off the ground. Quick kick forward, and the mark's taken, and an opportunity here for Palmerston to go forward again, and that's Harvey who kicks long down towards the goal square. It slips over the back. It's a contest there. And the ball's forced through by the Buffaloes defenders for a rush behind. So it's pretty desperate down there, but some good work. And now Bradley Stokes brings the ball in to the outer side of the ground. Mark's taken. There's a bit of contact, accidental, I think. Timmy Eldridge just copped a little one in the head, but he's just sorting himself. It's going to be a 50-metre penalty, I think. So there was the mark taken, and then he just copped some high contact.
A little bit late.
Just after the mark was taken. So he'll be marched up the field 50 metres, which looks more like about 20 metres. But
rain's starting to increase a little bit.
Yep. So Eldridge kicks to the outer side of the ground. Mark couldn't be held out there, and Yule picks up. Swings back inboard with the hand pass to Guthrie. Guthrie tries to duck past the tackle. Ball slips out of his hand, and now he paddles it back to Yule. Yule picks up and now finds a bit of space and drives the ball down towards half forward. It slips over the back of the pack, and
pick up there.
Nicely picked up down there for Palmerston by McMahon. McMahon kicks long into the forward line, but reading it best was Moroney for the Darwin Buffaloes, and he takes the mark on the last line of defence. Chips the ball straight up the middle of the ground, and finds Bowles there. Bowles plays on with the hand pass. Hayden Brown takes the ball to the outer side of the ground, but that's gone too far for Cooper, and well read by Flanagan, who took the mark. He chips the ball inside to Guthrie once again, and Guthrie takes this mark now, swings around on that left foot, kicks towards centre half forward, but well read by Bowles. He takes the intercept mark and plays on straight away, kicks there looking for Bradley Stokes, couldn't hold the mark, but he's recovered now and picks up, swings back around towards the corridor, kicks in looking for Thomas Clark, play on's the call as the ball spills loose, and Bowles thumps it forward towards half forward again, just towed off the ground, and here's an opportunity for kick it out in some space if he can pick it up cleanly. He does now, steadies himself, ducks back around, kicks towards goal. It looks pretty good. That's a great finish. A terrific passage of play by the Darwin Buffaloes, and a cool head, Jaden Kickett in the forward line, and finished nicely for his, what's that about, his fourth goal, I think.
That's 4 for Kickett, yep. A little cheeky bit of candy sold to this Palmerston opposition player there, and then slotted through for his fourth.
Yeah, so a good return in conditions like this, 4 out of 10, and he's been a focal point up forward. Kicked 3 in the first quarter, of course, but he's continued to have an influence up forward for the Darwin Buffaloes.
Correct, and just extends that lead a little bit further. Magpies 7-3-45 to the Buffs 10-10-70. Back in the centre.
So Palmerston really need to get on their bike now and score the next goal. You would think Archard wins the hit out for Buffaloes. The ball's loose in the middle of the ground. Vrodos thumps it forward, but Flanagan coming off half back picks up nicely and then kicks the ball forward. Just hacked off the ground down there, and Cooper's out in front being chased down there by Perry. Cooper eventually loses his footing, but still has the ball trapped underneath him. Aaron Stokes comes in to help, toes it forward. but that goes out of bounds and over for a boundary throw in on the outer side of the ground between wing and half forward for Darwin Buffaloes.
Just needs some kind of forward momentum for the Palmerston boys just to head that back up towards their 50 there, but they're just kept getting met with these Buffaloes.
So just, yeah, plenty of players around the ball as it comes out. Guthrie's in there again, gets tackled, the ball spills out, play on's the call. And now Thomas Clark, some good work, but then loses possession of the ball. Quick kick forward by Aaron Stokes, but that one beats all players over the boundary line on the full, and so Palmerston the opportunity to rebound out of deep defensive area. Picked up down there by Bean. He gets a kick forward for the Buffaloes, and Collinson hand passes backwards, and now a long kick in deep, and good defensive work there by Ewell. Thumps the ball over the boundary line in defence, and it'll be a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for Darwin. So just waiting for Ruckman to get in position. The boundary throw in now, and Pedersen and Archer do battle. The ball slips out the back. Oh, nicely done out there by Stokes, but ball's chopped off, and Palmerston trying to work it out of defence now, and they work it round to the outer wing. Hand pass comes out, and Ethan Little with a kick forward down towards half forward. Here's an opportunity for Murray. Little gets on the end of it, kicks the ball
it'll be a foot
into
race.
some space. It is a foot race. Ryan Wharf there, and he's still in the contest against Jackson Clark. Might have been some holding. Play on's the call. Wharf eventually gets on the end of it. Couldn't get the ball on his boot against Timmy Eldridge there, and some great one-on-one contests. No one could get a clear possession, and I think there's going to be a free kick here. Eventually, they said that Tim Eldridge knocked it over the boundary line deliberately, and so Ryan Wharf will take the free kick in the left forward pocket, and it's pretty deep and they're pretty tough angle, but Palmerston really need a goal to keep their faint hopes alive.
They certainly do.
So Wharf just looking at opportunities, goes with the left over the outside of the boot, goes right across the face of goal, and ball loose on the ground through the hands. Archard eventually hacks a kick out of defence out towards the scoreboard there, but it's chopped off, and Palmerston bring it straight back in right to the goal line. But good mark taken by Brown in defence for the Darwin Buffaloes. So Hayden Brown just looking for options, decides to go back to the outer side of the ground where the ball came from. And he's got the big fella Archer there, got his hands to the ball, couldn't take the mark, and now an opportunity as Darwin work it through the hands around the outer side of the ground. The ball finds its way to half forward where Collinson tries to advance it by thumping it forward, but could only get it over the boundary line, and it'll be a throw in once again. So just waiting for the boundary throw in. We're 17.5 minutes into this final quarter, and Buffalo's holding a pretty handy 25-point advantage at this stage. Patterson with strength wins the hit out, but no teammate on the end of it. Now an opportunity for Buffaloes once again with the flying shot at goal. The kick is good, and I think it was Bradley Stokes in the end that kicked that goal. He's the one that everyone's going to. So, yeah, that's the sealer, I would think now.
Yes,
Tara.
yes. I think even you just look at kind of the way that Buffaloes are carrying themselves in this last quarter, just the direction of the footy, how easy the goals are coming to them. I just don't think that Palmerston have the legs left to catch up, to be honest. So we're looking at a 7-3-45 for the Magpies. Buffaloes 11-10-76.
Yeah, just pretty much the reverse of the third quarter, isn't it, Tara? It's 4 goals to none, and yeah, Buffaloes with all the running here and all the attacking, and they've finished off pretty well with some good goals, and probably put the game out of reach of Palmerston now as we restart again. Jared Stokes hacks the ball off the ground down towards half forward. Here's an opportunity going forward again. The hand pass comes across to Cooper. Cooper snaps around the corner. It's going right to the goal line. But getting back there for Palmerston was Sabian Little. Just got his fist to the ball and punched it through for a behind. So good defensive work right on the goal line. But I'll need to get this ball moving pretty quickly.
He's just had to head to the car park to get that one.
So Marlon again brings it in for Palmerston along to the outer side. Rowbottom got his hands to the ball, couldn't get it on the second grab. Ewell hooks the ball around the corner down towards half forward. Slipping out the back here for Palmerston was Pedersen. Oh. Strong tackle. And the ball slips out. Murray Little comes in, picks up, hooks it round the corner down towards half forward. And now an opportunity. Big Stafford dribbles one along the ground, but goes across the face of goal and through for a behind. So, yeah, that was an opportunity that they needed to convert, but the angle was pretty hard.
Yeah, and not a lot of other Palmerston players forward either to kind of help him out there.
So Tyrone Bean takes the mark from the kick in and switches the ball back across to the near side of the ground where Archer's got some space. He picks up now, hand passes over the top but misses the target. Here's an opportunity for Palmerston to go forward. That's a good tackle. Wharf picks up. He's pushed off it when he tries to kick, and now Guthrie again on the end of it, kicks to the top of the goal square. The ball's thumped forward and Big Stafford gets in there, gets his hands on the ball, but it slipped out. Incorrect disposal down there, and Brown will take the free kick. Hayden Brown chips it to the outer side where Bolch runs forward, hand passes forward to Moroney, back to Bolch, and Bolch chips it around the outer wing, but just missed the target there, and that'll be a free kick for a push in the back, I would think. Pretty obvious.
Don't know if it was intentional, but that's unfortunately how it ended up for him.
So Max Sutton with the free kick out there for Palmerston, and
just looking at the forward options down there, they've got Stafford, really not a lot of other forward options floating around down there.
So chips inboard to Tyson Todd, and now Todd goes long inside forward 50. Or there's a free kick been paid here, and it's going Palmerston's way. I think it might have been a tunnelling free kick. So
correct, yeah.
Off to Pedersen. Pedersen thumps it in towards goal now. Goes over the back. Stafford just nudges his opponent out of the way, and the ball slides over the top.
And they've called that a goal.
Bounces through for a goal to Pedersen. So one of those 5 or so goals that Palmerston need to catch up as the rain starts coming down heavier again now. Gee, we want the rain to stop when we're walking back to the cars, don't we?
That'd be, well, surely that we deserve that at least, Stu. That's number 3 on the board there for Pedersen. So he's playing this week, first time flown in. He from West Gippsland Football League there, as I said, 3 on the board as they head back to the centre here. Magpies still clenching, doing what they can. However, it might be a little bit out of reach. Magpies 8-4-52 to a Buffalo's 11-11-77. Yeah. And it is coming down, Stu.
Sure is. So we're 22 minutes into this final quarter. Archer gets his hand to the ball and trying to force it out through the middle there was Jared Stokes. Play on's the call. It's picked up by Rowbottom. Hand passes off to Ewell. Ewell thumps it down towards centre half forward. But good defensive work, and now Buffaloes bring it back out again. But instead of marking there, Flanagan went for the double fist. Jackson Clark's involved, and the ball slides out towards the boundary line and goes over, and there'll be another boundary throw in on the centre wing.
Don't know whether or not this switch in the weather may have come too late for Palmerston. They performed well in this weather in the third quarter, but we're just passing the 22 or nearly 23-minute mark here. You'd expect that siren's not far off.
So Hayden Brown sweeping up across half-back. He's had a pretty good night down in defence. Chipped across to Moroney, kicks around the outer wing, but slips over the back. Guthrie involved again, picks up, breaks the tackle, gets a hand pass forward, but Paulie Campbell chops that one off and kicks it forward. Coming out of defence, Murray Little thumps it down towards half forward, and Stafford, nice hand pass across to Max Sutton. Sutton chips it down towards Pedersen. Pedersen picks it up on the bounce. Hand passes over the top. There's an opportunity down there for Harvey. He gets his foot to the ball, but good defensively again was Tyrone Bean. Force the ball through. Oh, just no, call the game, I think. I think that'll be the final siren, isn't it? Surely we're not going to come back to 30 seconds of football in 30 minutes time. But no, the players are shaking hands, and might have just been a slip of the finger off the button.
It's very wet out here, Stewie. Look, so, that is it. That is a final siren here at Cazalys Arena. A very, very good game of football, considering the conditions that they've been handed, which have been everyone you can consider. We've got Magpies' final score there, 8-5-53 to a Darwin Buffaloes 11-11-77. This has been AFLNT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season from Cazalys Arena in Palmerston. I'm Tara Harris with co-host Stewie Davis. It's been a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.